Hello, my name is Fabiola Alexandra Rivera Gaston. At the beginning of the assignments in A7, when I had to choose a topic for the memo, it seemed like a great opportunity to talk about the garbage problem in Puerto Rico. Recently, I have been recycling plastic bottles at my house, and every time I throw one, I think about how many people are doing the same. Or maybe thinking, how many people can recycle the most of their products but doesn't do it? The problem of the garbage today is because more than 50% of the products that can be recycled are not discarded through recycling. If people doesn't take it seriously this method and solve the situation, there are other options. Either of these we have to act quickly if we don't want to wake up in a future with garbage right outside of our doors. Main idea and purpose. After doing secondary research on papers, newspapers articles, and other sources, I stated that the main idea and purpose that best can describe the topic is raise awareness among our citizens. If we don't reach directly to the people who can help with the problem, the effort is all for nothing. Take control of the management of solid waste. The first step to take control is through recycling. Sometimes the little efforts make the big difference. Expose the issue as an alert. Through education and showing evidence is the best way to alert the Puerto Ricans so that they know this is real and most important, take immediate action to this matter. We have been struggling with this problem for many years. It has not created enough awareness and has been deteriorating gradually. That's why we have to take immediate action to this matter. A little background of my topic. Well, we know that throughout history, Puerto Rico has been known as the Island of Enchantment or La Isla del Encanto because of its greatness value that characterizes it. As a result, we have been able to enjoy the rivers, the mountains, beaches, caves, and forests. But as we know now, this environment has been affected by the inadequate management of solid waste. The garbage is placed on the floor and then is buried to prevent odors. This produces an extreme pollution of the soil and groundwater. Up to this day, Puerto Rico has 29 landfills, where 19 of them fail to comply with federal and state security laws. It could seem as a small number, but we have to think about how big is each number. In other words, how big is one of each landfill. It is not just our environment that is getting affected, but also it is the human well-being too. Our citizens produce 5.5 pounds of garbage per person per day. Imagine multiplying 5.5 for 3.5 million people and the result multiplied for 365 days a year. Now that's a big number and a scary one too. These photos speaks for themselves. So, evidence. Well, according to this graph, the projections of waste production are increasing. It is estimated that for 2025, Puerto Rico will be full with 3,900,000 tons per year of garbage. Since 2003, the waste generation has increased 100,000 tons every 5 years. While the production of garbage is increasing, the facilities to dispose the garbage decrease. We have to recall that Puerto Rico has limited space and is overpopulated. As I said before, we do not want to wake up in a future with the garbage just right outside of our doors. We have to act quickly. Here, another graphic that shows the number one way of discard garbage that society has chose, and that is through disposal. More than 50% of solid waste is considered garbage, and that's not true. As a result, the landfills are now crammed with junk, causing that 19 of 29 of them haven't been following state and federal laws. We have to put the citizens to act quickly. There are other ways of discard garbage, like recycling, reusing, composting, and incinerating, and some of these options will be explained below. Now, this map shows us the 19 of 29 landfills that we were talking about earlier, and up to this day are failing to comply with the federal and state environmental laws. 12 of these 19 already received closing orders. The last two landfills to show the closing list were Calley and Arroyo. Eventually, they will stop receiving solid waste in 2018 and 2019. Seven of these landfills failing to comply but without closing orders are Barranquitas, Guayama, Juana Díaz, Yauco, Hormigueros, Mayagüez, and Toa Alta. EPA is working with those closing orders on or before the next 4 years. Most intoxicated. Here is a photo of the landfills most intoxicated in the country. There are 20 of 29 places that are compromising our environment and health. These landfills are constantly poisoning the environment, threatening communities, and operating illegally. The purpose of this photo is for all the people living near the identified areas can be the first ones to act immediately in behalf of this matter. Now, we will be talking about the benefits of each of the proposed solution, and the number one is education. This diagram is a basic structure for a proper disposal of solid waste. Only if we had followed this diagram step by step many years ago, we wouldn't have so much problem with the garbage disposal today. The truth is that a society like ours, so advanced, accustomed to dispose the solid waste and nothing else, to educate it is going to be a challenge, but it'll be worth it. The benefits of educate our citizens will make them reduce the amount of unnecessary packing, reuse bags, eventually conserve natural resources, creating a healthy and positive environment and even create jobs in a future. Benefits of solution number two, and that is composting. To show these benefits, I created a diagram of my own. But first, what is composting? Well, composting is the agglomeration of remains of organic matter, vegetable or animal, that are decomposed in a controlled way by the activity of microorganisms, fungi, and bacteria. The resulting material can be reused as a soil conditioner. Since the majority of the waste is organic, through composting rapidly reduce organic entering the landfills. And now the benefits of composting are useful to reduce, reuse, and recycle organic waste. It helps increase soil fertility and improve the health of plants. It reduces the need for space in landfill system. Valuable material is returned to nature. And it reduces the use of chemical fertilizer. And these are just the common benefits of this solution. Finally, we have benefits of solution number three, incineration. Even though this is a solution, it is the most controversial one, but nevertheless, it has its benefits. Above all of the solutions mentioned, this will be the only with immediate results. In other words, the immediate replacement of landfills. These plants incinerate garbage at high temperatures, and the volume of solid waste is reduced at 90%. Also, the incineration plants will be dealing with two problems at the same time: waste disposal and, in return, power energy. The only place where there was supposed to be an incineration plant was in Arecibo, but the plans ended in nothing. Well, guys, before I conclude my presentation, I want to recall some important points that were discussed earlier. As you can see, every problem has its solution, but maybe not the easiest one. For me, the best solution is composting. I consider that the benefits that this solution provides are not invasive and totally eco-friendly. To collaborate and fight the problem of the garbage, we must work as a united country for our well-being. This is not a problem from yesterday. I repeat, this is not a problem from yesterday. It is one that has been accumulated throughout the years, and each time it gets worse. If we don't react in time, the landfill problems can reach a point where the solid waste can be right outside of our homes, as I stated many times before. People may not see this as a big problem as they see it far away from their reality, but that's not true. We don't have to wait until there is no choice but to react and do something. We can do something now. Even the smallest action you can do to contribute to recycle, especially plastic, counts. It's never too late. Before I really conclude this presentation, I want to ask you two questions. Do you think that people are really made aware of the importance of the problem? What do you think is the best solution of garbage and landfills? Keep in mind those two. This topic doesn't end here. It has just begun. And thank you for your attention.